When you're young, between the age of 10 and 30, and why 10? Because at 10 marks the spot or the age where you're going to go through some changes in life. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, you are. That's why I want you here. Why 30? Because you're about to go into another phase of life where you can see things different. Okay? Been there, done that. Okay? But see, when you're young, as you know, you guys, you're on top of the world. You're indestructible. I mean, you know it all. You know it all, right? I mean, nobody can tell you anything because you don't know. I know everything. I got, I'm good looking, I'm cute. You can't tell me what to do, what not to do. What do you mean? And your parents can't, forget about your parents. Your parents can't tell you something. They're old-fashioned. They're not with the times. They've never been through what I'm going through. So you don't pay attention to your parents, right? Ain't that right?
Amen.
Been there, done that, guys. With 3 guys. So you see, when you're as young as you guys are, and you're going through a situation in your life, your mom and your dad want to give you advice, but you don't listen to them. They don't know. They don't know what I'm going through. They don't know what I feel. They don't know how they're treating me at school. They don't know. So consequently, you make good decisions based on what you think. But the reason you don't believe your mom and your dad is because of this. You cannot picture your mom or your dad being 15 or 16 or 17. Right? Right? You can't. You can picture them when they're 25, 30, 35, but not 17, not 15. Right? So when they tell you, oh, you're a 15-year-old, son, daughter, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. You don't know, Mom. You don't know Dad. Sure they do. Sure they do. Because they lived it. They've been through that. Now listen to me, guys. Listen up here, guys, okay? So, why even bother telling your mom and dad? Because you cannot picture your mom and dad being 15 years old. You can't picture your dad being a hunk of a man, huh? You can't picture him like being able to run and do push-ups or play baseball. There you go. But see, you can't picture your dad being a good-looking guy. You've seen a picture of him only, but you don't really visualize him as being that way. You don't see your mom as a woman who, when she walked down the streets, guys would whistle at her. You don't see your mom as, when she walked down the streets, guys would yell at her. You don't see your mom as someone who the phone would always ring because guys wanted to date her. You don't see that. Because your mom, as you know her, is 25 or 30. That's the youngest age that you saw her. So when they give you advice, listen to it. Listen to your mom's advice, listen to your dad's advice, because they've been through that. And the sad thing about it is this, guys, and I've seen it. Your mom and your dad will give you advice, right, Amy? Okay, I'm going to separate you guys. This is for you guys. So, your mom and your dad will give you advice, but you don't listen. Why? Because they don't know. They don't know what it's like to be rejected by a girl. They don't know what it's like to be left out by the guys. They don't know what it's like to nobody like them or talk to them. Sure they do. Sure they do. And the sad thing about it is this, guys. When your mom and dad give you advice, it's for your best interest. But we think better than that. We think we know it. We think we know better than that. And so consequently, we go through life making our own decisions, not listening to advice from somebody who knows things. And guess what? We make the wrong decisions. This morning, I'm going to talk about two guys. Two good-looking guys who make the wrong decisions. Go with me to the book of Luke. I know you guys don't have a Bible, so listen to the word. What I'm going to do this morning, if you are willing, I'm going to sow a seed. You know what that means? I want to plant a seed in your life. Because I'm going to be talking about something that right now you say, I don't think it's going to happen to me. Well, you're only 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, whatever. But when you're 25, 30, the seed will give fruit. Okay? So, in the book of Luke, chapter 15, and I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about a verse that a lot of people have talked about, a lot of ministers have preached about, and I'm going to preach about it also. Luke chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, Jesus continued, there was a man who had 2 sons. The young one said to his father, Father, give me my share of the estate. So he divided the property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered or spent his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine throughout the whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and he hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him out to the fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, how many of my father's hired men have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me one like your hired men. So he got up and went after his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him, and filled with compassion for him, he ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him.